The best late-night conservative talk show in America, Sackheads Radio. And listen, there are no people better on the air to give you the best in conservative talk than Sackhead Sean and Sackhead Clint. And we're working on the immigration papers for a certain other guy who happens to work here, too. For those who are tuning in around the world to the best in late-night conservative talk, Sackheads Radio.
Hark, 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 dude. Hark, 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 dude.
Radio.
Hark, 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 dude. Hark, 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 dude.
Radio.
Sock. Sock. Sock.
The best late-night conservative talk show in America. In America.
In America.
Into the silo.
And in this web was a large, I'm pretty sure it was the biggest spider I've ever seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Freedom Fest 2017. What? I couldn't even say that?
You couldn't even start with like our usual thing, like right away you got to start a fight. Like right away. Just like right off the bat.
So help me, I cannot even deal with this tonight.
Fight? What fight?
Oh, God. Live from the SHR booth here at Freedom Fest 2017. This is the Sackheads Radio Show. Off to my left is the biggest nose in the room.
Right.
He is...
You know, and that's saying something. Look how many people there are.
I'm just saying the odds are in his favor to win that costume.
Right, and since we're in Vegas, I'm pretty sure they're taking bets on that.
Right.
Like right now at the sports book.
They should be. Sackhead Clint, of course, sitting behind me. The producer for the evening. This is different.
Hang
this
on,
is
acknowledge
new.
the camera and wave.
Of course, that's the bloviating Zeppelin coming right up behind us. BZ, good evening, sir.
He didn't mean that in a dirty way.
I know.
Not at all.
Even though we're in Vegas, you
It's
didn't
not
mean that in a dirty way at all. Interesting thing.
Here's the good part. You can see the heads of you guys. I'm completely out of it, which is just as well.
So an awesome thing just happened. We were sitting here, and a young lady came up, and she said, Clint?
Yes.
And I said, yes.
And you said, yes, that's my name.
I said, yes. And she said, I recognize you.
And you immediately said, I've never seen this woman.
Right.
I have no idea who she is, and tried to run away.
I've been down this road before.
Right.
Yeah, and then what, 2 houses later?
So apparently she recognized us from the YouTube channel.
The Tube.
Which was an awesome compliment. She said
Very much so.
She said that she just started her own show because she was inspired by what we do.
Right.
And
so we've actually inspired somebody else to be as crazy as we are.
Well, I don't know about as crazy,
Okay.
but at least to try and get the word out and to share their opinions, right?
Of course.
We need to make her a plaque.
You know what? I'll cut one out of cardboard by the end of the week. By the end of the week, we will absolutely make that happen. A plaque.
A plaque. BZ. This has been an outstanding Freedom Fest so far. Now, we were talking about this early. It got started a little late, but there were a lot of flights that were delayed because of weather. Apparently, there
thunderstorms in the desert.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
100 degrees, thunderstorms. What the hell?
And
What are
even
the
some
odds?
on the East Coast.
Yes.
As well, which delayed some
Flights
but-
coming left to right.
or right to left.
Or right to left,
Either
depending
way,
on how you're
depends
looking at
on
it.
where you're standing, I guess, on the map.
Yowza.
But look, Freedom Fest in full swing right now. We've had some great guests. We got to talk with John Stossel
We
earlier
did.
about a new project he's working on. So
We did.
Look for that audio on SHR.
Yeah, it's under the Freedom Fest channel.
Yeah.
Also, we're probably going to, this show is going to be on YouTube. We're going to probably upload some other YouTube videos, short and sweet here and there. We'll try to be active with that over the next few days as well.
And if you're watching the cameras, you can tell Sean and I are drinking bourbon.
As always.
So hang on, let's do a commercial. Woodford Reserve.
No, they didn't pay us. Squirrel.
No, they didn't.
You're really going to have to hold it up high for them to be seen.
Yeah. Woodford Reserve.
Bourbon A.
Bourbon A.
This could be whatever bourbon wants to pay us to drink their bourbon.
Right.
So this could be you.
And given the cost of Woodford Reserve, they can frickin' afford it.
Right. How about paying us back a little bit, please? Oh, sorry. That got angry.
What? Yeah, you did. What's with the hostility? This is great atmosphere. What is that?
Don't worry about it.
Was that a pixie?
And don't worry about it. It's just a pixie.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or a pixel. I don't remember.
We have been nonstop.
So this day started off great. So we arrived yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So really, yesterday started off great.
Right. But let's get to today.
Right.
So we get in at about 9:30 this morning. We got our setup out of the way.
No, we were out of bed. Don't make it sound like we slept in.
No, I said we got here at 9:30.
Okay.
Jeez Louise. Anywho. Got here at 9:30.
Yeah, so we rolled in at 9:30
whatever the
this
hell
morning.
we got in.
Slept in.
And we got everything set up. And, of course, again, the people at Freedom Fest who set all of this up and make all the wheels spin and gears turn and everything else took care of us amazingly.
As always.
As always. Helped us out, gave us exactly what we needed. We are kind of high maintenance. We bitch a lot.
And by we, you mean you.
Right.
Right.
So I am high maintenance, and the
And you
essence
bitch a lot.
of, in order to get this show operational with all the equipment that we brought with us, we have to be a little high maintenance.
Wait. The equipment that we brought with us?
Is it SHR equipment? Answer the question.
Okay.
Is it here at Freedom Fest on the SHR booth?
Okay.
Do I see the word Bloviating Zeppelin booth anywhere?
Okay, point taken.
So if we're a team, which I thought we are here at SHR Media,
Yeah,
even though it came in the Kraut car
Yeah, hang on.
with the fuzzy little man sitting behind me.
Right. By the way, thanks for supporting the World War II German war effort. Good job, BC. Way to transport SHR stuff in a Mercedes.
Thank you. I'm representing Cro-Magnon.
But I don't mean to jump on the BZ bandwagon here, but I have to come to Sean's defense here a little bit as well. To be fair, BZ did transport single-handedly
Oh, God.
all of the equipment.
Turn the mic towards your mouth. What are you new at this?
Yes.
However-
hang on. However,
Who pulled it down the hallway? And
Yes.
who had to bend over damn near double
So
to do it?
The best part was watching Clint carry the two-wheeler behind him, but he had to bend over slightly, and he walked exactly like
when you give me a hand cart built for Gollum to carry, I'm 6'2" and a half. Jesus.
I'm just saying, have you seen Harry and the Hendersons?
Wait, is it because I'm hairy?
Did you see the way that Harry walked? Like kind of half crouched over with that long gait and the arm swinging. Minus the arm that was pulling the handcart. That's exact. You know what? I got a great picture of it. It's on social media already.
You should just re-put that out again. I'm not going to lie.
Someday you will be great SHR cart puller.
He is an awesome cart puller.
But I thought the setup today was awesome.
Yeah.
The booth
was
looks
exceptional.
Fabulous.
But
I think, quite frankly, it looks a hell of a lot better than last year.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
it was great. The setup took us a little bit longer.
It was great last year. It's better this year.
I'll agree.
I will absolutely agree. We had to make some stuff work.
Yes.
We had to make some stuff happen.
Kudos to you for getting the mic stands on the table that was too wide for our mic stands.
So listen, there had to be a little bit of engineering
Yes.
that went into this.
A wee bit.
Now, if this were electrical, if this were plug this into A and turn this knob and make sure everything sounds right, there's no fucking way I'm going to do that. But if it's, hey, this doesn't work and we need to make this work and it's non-electrical with the board, I can make that happen.
Well,
And that's pretty much what happened because there were some...
into the microphone.
What's that?
You're going to be into the... It's an
I
omnidirectional
feel like I'm going to
microphone.
deep throat this fucking thing. So, I'm in Vegas.
That's right, and it will stay here.
No, it won't. This is being broadcast all over the place. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we had this discussion earlier, but go on.
What, deep throating the microphone?
No, whether or not it stays in Vegas if it goes out over the air.
No, it does. And
The action stays in Vegas, but the information does
goes
not.
all over the
Right.
air. As long as we broadcast it in Vegas.
Right.
Because then it's still in
Let's
Vegas.
talk about Freedom Fest a little bit.
I love Freedom Fest.
Hey, shout out to NORAD.
Oh, Noran
Yes.
Dillon and the entire Freedom Fest team, Valerie Durham, everybody who
Everybody.
helped us, the Scousins, obviously, for putting this amazing event together. I'll tell you what, it's better this year It's bigger this year. They've just done such a great and wonderful job this year. It's really a joy to be a part of, and being invited as we were. I cannot say enough for how they have handled us whatsoever. I cannot say enough. And I don't need to say enough.
No, keep going.
If you look around here and see how people are reacting to it, that says a lot. And it's almost to capacity from what I understand. I don't know for 100%, but I've heard that.
But for like 99.8%. Look, I like the people here are great. I know you were talking a little bit about this with an individual, the gentleman who came up to our booth.
Yes.
And we were talking.
I just saw him again a minute ago.
You have libertarians, you have conservatives.
Yep.
Don't agree on 100% everything.
No.
But the places they do agree, they find that common ground.
Yep.
There's great discussion. The places where they disagree, there's civil discussion, which I really enjoy.
Right.
And you know what? The most amazing thing about Freedom Fest for me, and this is just me speaking personally, not a commercial or anything like that, is the ideas.
Yes.
You look around at the entrepreneurs who are here, and you look around at even the attendees that are here.
Yes.
And there's an entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
There are people that want to grow something. They have an idea. They have an idea to try and make society better, make society more free. Cato Institute's right across from us. But even the
Atlas Society's right there.
Even the
Heritage
smaller
Foundation.
the smaller authors and the individuals,
Yes.
not these larger organizations, just coming together with great ideas. And we love speaking with them every year. We talk to them. We have it on. Look, folks, if you're listening to this show, whether you download us on a podcast, listening live, looking at our ugly mugs on the camera, I'm sorry, hi. I highly encourage you, if you couldn't make it out to Freedom Fest this year, come out next year, come the year after. We want to make Freedom Fest continue to grow, be better, have open dialogue about free markets and liberty, and just the people you will meet here and the friends that you will make are going to be long-lasting, and it's genuine. It's not fake. And I don't know how to describe that. It's like you meet somebody else. If we were out in a
different environment, you have people that are wearing their political hats and people that are always on, if you will, and you do not get that here, especially with the attendees, the speakers, the authors, all the different people who we meet with and talk with and enjoy. You don't get that in a lot of other places. It's very organic is the word that I can use for it. It's very natural. It is very free. The other thing is how friendly people are towards each other.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's just everybody is genuine.
Yeah.
And it's a free exchange of ideas. If you have an idea that differs from somebody else, it's not name-calling or anything like that. It's an open discussion about why do you have that thought process, here's my thought process, and you engage in a thoughtful back and forth dialogue, a free-flowing exchange of ideas. It's great.
And one of the things I love about here is if you walk around the hallways and just the little corners where people are sitting, you hear these conversations going on, not with speakers, presenters, political activists or whatever,
right?
But it's just the regular attendees.
Yeah.
Engaging each other in these conversations.
Yes. And you know what was awesome? When we had John Stossel here, which, by the way, BZ actually gave us the courage and made that happen. He was scheduled for an interview next door. And,
thank you.
No, you did. And he was like, hey, we should grab him. And at first I was like, hate to kind of snag it from another media group.
But then...
No, but then he was kind of sitting off away from that booth.
Enter the big nose.
Yeah. Listen, I'm trying to give the fucking guy credit here, all right?
Hey, listen, I appreciate it.
Hey, by the way, I landed Stossel for us. Not a big deal.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
God, it
hey,
never ends
I'd
here.
like to say hello to Jersey Joe, Dave Milne. I'd like to say hello to Mary Brockman. I'd like to say, wow, Jane Butcher is
Mrs.
in
B.
chat.
Of course, the chat's at shrmedia.com. You can click on live chat. The YouTube channel is also there as well.
Mike's in chat. It's the standard Sackhead chat room.
And look, if you're going
to see everyone.
If you're going to talk about the show, please make sure hashtag hashtag the Freedom Fest. Or at Freedom Fest.
Yes, please.
Please include them, tag them, include them in the dialogue. And come out here and see us.
Now, one
next
point,
year.
we did not record Stossel live, so if you have to go into Spreaker
Yes.
and listen to it.
And it's also on the SHR webpage.
Yep, and-
Danny Butcher at High Plains Pundit, who's going to be posting all of that for us. He's all of our interviews, everything that we do over the next couple of days. He's going to be. He already said he'll put it up on our page, give it the intro, the picture, whatever we need. So it's already up on shrmedia.com. You can get it. I think it's on one of the first 2 links.
So what are you most excited about this Freedom Fest this year?
Me.
You. You're most excited about you.
Well, yeah, actually.
Well,
Friday.
no, why wouldn't
So-
you be? That's what I'm saying.
So James O'Keefe spoke to open it, which was Project Veritas.
Oh,
which
wait,
was,
wait. Are you going to say it
What?
about tomorrow?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm going to wait on that. But
Wait on what?
so Project
Nothing.
So Project Veritas. So James O'Keefe spoke about just how he's dealt with the media, everything that he's done, and why it's important for average people to get into that sort of righting the wrongs of Main Street media. So that was a lot of fun. The Gutfeld debate, or not debate, it was a Q&A with Greg Gutfeld.
It was discussion, yeah.
a lot of fun. Obviously, we interviewed John Stossel, which was great. You know,
And that interview went to areas that we didn't even expect it to go.
It did.
It originally was going to be a little more limited in scope in terms of his new project and what he has coming up. And it actually rolled into a pretty robust conversation about a lot of different things.
Let me step in. I have to say something. You guys had a really good interview with Stossel. Now, he's a relatively easy interview. I mean, the
Yes.
guy wants to talk about himself, and he comes out really good. But I have to hand it to you guys because I listened to it later. You guys really handled that well. You had great questions, great interest. Kudos to you for that.
Well,
I
thank
think
you,
it was.
BC.
I appreciate that very
and
much.
I appreciate the feedback, absolutely, because you get a name like that, and you're kind of like, yeah, did I come off
And we did-
like a?
No, you
know
came
what I mean?
off. Here's how you came off. You came off like you've done interviews with him, like they're a dime a dozen,
him
and
personally.
it was easy.
Yes.
and it just flowed. It
Well,
was
and-
really nice.
You know why I think it is? I think it's because we don't give a shit who you are.
Well-
We're just going to talk to you
Well,
like
that's
a person,
generally
right?
that's
It is
generally very
true.
true.
But the other thing that happened with Stossel is we had no idea what he wanted to interview about.
Right.
So when you got him, it was like, hey, will you come talk to us a little bit? We thought it was going to be about Freedom Fest. And he dropped it the last couple minutes while I'm working on this new project. JohnStossel.com if you want to find out more. But it has to do with in getting the youth involved
Yes.
in free market and capitalism. And he's taking it to a complete social media route to try to reach out to that.
Listen to the interview, folks.
It was really
It's very
good. First of all,
interesting.
I appreciated how humble he was about what he knew and he didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, how he is trying to bridge a gap he doesn't necessarily understand with that social media bridge. So I enjoyed the interview with him a lot. He was very gracious with his time,
Oh yeah.
too.
Moreover,
He
he
was.
didn't ask us who the hell we are.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So here's the funny part. Here's the thing. When I handed him a card and asked him to speak with us, he immediately I saw this, and I don't know if you can see this right now.
Googled
but he
us?
had our card, and he was like this
Who are these guys?
on his phone. Yep, guaranteed.
Nice. He just wanted to see, do they have a damn website?
Right.
Right.
Are they real? Are they real, or are they just like here to screw with me?
Shaka Khan.
No.
Shaka Khan.
Yes. The but it was a fun interview. We had a good time with Stossel. He was very open, very gracious with his time. We had a lot of fun. So we're hoping, we get some interviews lined up tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow and Friday are our 2 big interview days. That's the days where we at Freedom Fest, while we're here, we try to get to literally everyone who is presenting on some way, shape, and form.
Yep.
We try to get them here, even if it's for 10 minutes. And what's really fun for us is it's not just us. It's not just BZ here. Pastor Shannon and Mike are here from their morning show
Oh,
at
right.
SHR
Good
Media.
point. Good point.
So it was great to meet them finally, another member of the SHR family. They were lovely, and they're going to be around doing interviews along
They're so
with
warm.
us. Yeah.
Like just literally, first
Felt
time.
like you knew them forever.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I've listened to their show
Yep.
a couple times, know who they are, familiar with them.
Yeah.
But actually meeting them both face to face, man, so they're
it was-
great people.
it was
you know?
lovely. And
she
that's
gave a big hug.
warm hug.
Yeah.
I
wanted
I
a
said,
family
And that's right.
picture.
There
Yeah,
you go.
family picture.
Yeah.
That was what she
Pictures
said.
all around.
So for me, I just thought that was awesome to finally meet some people that you've worked with and you've never actually met face to
face-to-face.
face, and then they're that warm and friendly. It was just great. It was a really good time, and they have some. I'm not going to upstage any of their stuff,
Right.
But they have some great things going on for them and their show, and obviously SHR Media. So you need to follow. They're going to be doing
We're very fortunate to have them.
right, and absolutely fortunate. And they're going to be doing a ton of man on the street style interviews through Freedom Fest for the next few days. A couple Institute and booth ones, but yeah, over the next few days, a lot of man on the street stuff. So we're really excited about them. Joining us this year is a lot of fun.
There is a problem.
Yes.
I'm out of beer.
Well, we can work on that.
We can work on that because
I see you guys are not out of drinks yet. That's very good.
No, hang on a
Admirable.
second. If you're going to run this time while we're on the air, if you can set everything, this will be empty whenever you decide
To return.
to go. Yeah.
Down
Yeah.
my hatch.
Yeah, it's
I
funny
know-
how that works out.
Look, I know we have a commercial coming up in about 10 minutes, so that
Yep.
might not be enough time.
I
But
have to sprint.
when that commercial comes back, I want to see that.
I was going to say you can see me sprinting,
I want
right?
to. Have you ever seen the Zeppelin sprint?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching the Kool-Aid Man jog
Yeah.
along.
You ever seen the Zeppelin break the
yeah.
speed?
Some things seen once cannot be
We're
unseen.
putting them in a red shirt.
We're putting him in a red shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. And then you just walk around, like I said, there's authors here. There are political activists, political speakers, political groups, and not just strictly libertarian.
Investments.
A lot of investment people.
Particularly the metals.
Yeah,
You know,
and there's
gold, silver, platinum.
a lot about wealth and free market here. That's one of the things, like, so it's coined a libertarian festival, even though it's non-political in its nature. It's for free market, which
Free expression of ideas.
right,
Free market ideas.
So it leads to political leanings, but
Yeah.
the Freedom Fest themselves are not a political
Correct.
group.
But you do have like the Republican Liberty Caucus.
Yes.
Who's got Matt Nye.
Matt and I, who came by, and
so-
I'm looking out for him. If
I-
he comes by again, we're going to say hi.
Well, and we're looking forward to actually interviewing him also.
Absolutely,
He comes on every year. Great friend of the shows. A great guy.
absolutely,
Very
great guy.
very smart. I think he's going to go places.
I-
He's already accomplished a lot. So
So I think Matt's one of those guys that he could have already gone places, but I think he likes the strategy of it all, and he does a really
he
good
likes
job with the strategery. The strategery.
The strategery of it all.
But he's amazing wealth of knowledge. Obviously, the interviews he's done with us in the past are amazing. He's going to be a lot of fun, and like I said, I keep looking for him and a few other friends that we know walking by that I.
We
can
saw
throw him
Heather.
up. We did see
All
Heather
right, Heather,
Wagenhals.
that's right.
Absolutely.
We had the bourbon smackdown
last year,
and
and it was amazing.
I got to say we're a little bit disappointed that we don't have a booth kind of near them again.
Yeah, you know, that's fine.
She was too, which is pretty awesome.
I know, and we had a lot of fun. And, you know, it's funny. We've already seen a bunch of other people that we've seen from years past,
Oh, yeah.
broadcasters or whatnot. I was saying
Well, even
earlier,
the attendees.
yeah. Well,
How many attendees have come by? And
I was saying earlier to somebody, I have felt bad when people have come up and they remember who we are.
Yep.
And I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm reading their name badge.
Yeah, no kidding. And you're going, hello, Lily.
they're doing the same to us.
Well, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm sorry, it was Lauren. Lauren? Steve. I was way off.
Bert, Edgar, you know the cool thing about being here?
What's that?
You know how you get an interview? You ask them,
Yes.
and then they come over.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
There's so much accessibility to the people who are being interviewed.
It's not call my agent, set up this time.
No, they want to
make-
talk to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, one of the interviews I'm trying to get for tomorrow, I was told, hey, I don't know
Hang on
exactly
a second. We have a very special guest coming over
Oh, boy.
to say hi. We need to get.
I think it's guest one.
It's guest one. Hang on, you're not on the air yet.
Hold on. Hi, we going to open you up. What are you, new to radio? Slow down.
Yeah. Slow down. I know you're excited to get talking to us here.
Yeah, come on. You going to wait?
I'm from New York, so I talk very quickly.
Yeah, from what part of New York?
Part of New York, I'm from Westchester.
All right.
West
that was
Chestertonville.
me, BZ. What'd you mute me for? Are you trying to get me out of the way for this, BZ? Is that what's going on here? Are you just trying to move me out the way?
No.
Oh, boy.
Okay, well, which one is that going to be?
That's going to be 4 or 5. Probably 4.
3.
All right.
Okay, try it.
Numbers on it.
There it is. Go ahead.
Testing. Hello.
Oh, that's you. Talk right into it. Don't be
Oh.
afraid. Get right.
Hello.
There you go.
There you
Hi.
go.
Now we
Hi.
can hear you.
Is it working
Now
now?
it's
we
working.
got you.
Fantastic.
Go ahead. It's no big deal, but the world is listening right now.
Oh, hello, world.
And you can smile for the camera because you're probably on the
That's
YouTube
right. Of
channel
all the
also.
people it's most easily seen, it's you.
It's
Oh,
you.
my
For that.
goodness,
It's-
and I didn't bring my wine over, which is probably a good thing.
Oh, that's a foul. Go grab it.
No. We have 7 minutes before break. 5.
So what brings you to Freedom Fest?
Well, I've been coming for about 5 years, and Freedom Fest is a really interesting place for us. I'm with a group that's based down in Belize, and we've seen Belize really start to become a popular jurisdiction for people who are looking to either expatriate or do international investments or somehow diversify outside of the country, because it's becoming a really scary world in North America, and I think we could all agree, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you're here
Absolutely.
at Freedom Fest, and I think that's why a lot of people are probably listening to you right now,
Yeah.
because they're looking for some sort of solution to
Millions. Don't get
Yeah.
nervous.
Oh, right. Millions of people out there. That's right.
By millions, I mean like tens.
This is literally every day with him. Just so you know, this is every day.
That's right. This is your marriage.
Yes, this is our marriage.
So Freedom Fest is a great place because you meet people who are like-minded, right, who think internationally or at least think of the bigger picture and being outside of their little bubble. And they want to find something new and something different.
And we're
So-
speaking with Rachel Jensen. And
Yes.
tell everyone the name of your group, first of all.
Okay, so we're the Belize Advantage. So it's a group of 4 different companies that's based down in Belize, a real estate development group, a group that does vacation packages, a bank, and then also a corporate structure company. So they set up trusts, LLCs, any type of structure, whether you're looking to put real estate in Belize in that structure or any other sort of international investment in a structure that's international. So it's very interesting. It's a neat group. The Belize Advantage Group is the name. I personally live in Belize. I'm from New York originally, as I mentioned a little bit before, and I've found a home there on a Caribbean island called Ambergris Key.
Wow.
Yes.
And
Beautiful.
so I
is.
don't know a whole lot about Belize. I'll be the first one to admit it, but I know a couple things. A majority of the locals do speak English.
Okay, let me tell you something. English is the official language.
So I would
they
be
all,
correct.
yes, they
So
all.
technically I was right.
You said some. All of them.
But
All of them speak
well,
English.
some is part of all, correct?
Hey,
Some
hey,
of this. Okay,
she
well,
just kicked your ass, just so you know. So just take the beating and let's move on. Don't embarrass yourself. Take a drink.
enjoy. What is that? The bourbon. The backpack bourbon.
Hang on, let me enjoy this moment because here on Sackheads, we don't get silence from that side very often.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, technically, I was still right. Some are, they're part of all. Great taxation for very minimalized taxes, very safe,
Yes.
which is one of the things that is their biggest selling point is actually how safe it is in Belize.
Wait, Belize is very safe? So there's
Yes.
like no
Belize is.
sharks?
Belize is the nurse sharks, but they don't touch you. Don't
Okay,
worry about
good.
them.
Very stable government, which is very ideal. I know a lot.
Yeah, that's ideal.
I don't know why I got a vision of a lactating shark.
A
Okay,
shark-
I'm
well,
sorry.
the nurse sharks.
It's a
Have you
nurse-
seen a nurse shark before?
Not a nursing shark. I have,
no,
actually.
just nurse.
yes.
Just
Yeah.
nurse. No ing at the end.
Yes.
See, that's just where his mind is, and I'll explain all that to you off the air. Now,
Psychiatrists can't explain this, Sean. How the hell are you?
They've tried.
They've tried. I'm a case study.
very, very popular for both people investing in rental properties and long-term properties.
Yes.
The banking system is very structured and very stable as
Yes.
well. Am I missing anything so far?
Well, one of the big reasons people are coming down, and primarily North
No
Americans,
studying.
is because of the proximity to North America. So, do you guys know where Belize is?
Yeah, it's right.
Oh, good,
yeah.
good. I just had someone over there who told me they had no idea where it was. Formerly known as British Honduras for the older listeners
Tell
on
me,
the line.
tell me
Wow.
you told him it was in Siberia because that would have been awesome, particularly with the picture that's up at your
Africa.
set.
I say Africa.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
or-
close.
Next to
Close.
Macedonia.
But it's about 200 miles south of Cancun. We border Mexico and Guatemala. So it's really an anomaly that English is the official language there, especially in
But it
Central
being
America.
a former British
Exactly.
nation,
British
colony
colony.
rather,
Exactly.
then that's why. Rachel, we're actually up against a break.
Oh my gosh, great.
You got it. I mean, that was it. We don't normally we charge for that, and no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, normally we.
Todd,
where
James
can
from Boston.
Hey, Todd, you got that.
Boston.
Where can people find out more?
All right. Well, why don't they contact you directly, and then you can put us in contact? Do you guys do that?
Is there a finder's fee?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sean
there
at
you go.
shrmedia.com.
Support your guys here.
What's the website?
BelizeAdvantage.com.
Check them out, BelizeAdvantage.com. We're up against a break here on the Sackheads Radio Show live from the SHR Media booth at Freedom Fest X 2017 at the Paris Hotel in Las Vegas. We'll be back in just a minute.
Thanks, Rachel.
Good night.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Times are dark. The people are misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation looking for direction needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, Pundit Press Radio, and YouTube through the SHR Media page for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because the truth is not always pleasant.
Hey, this is Mim from Freedom Fest, the world's largest gathering of free minds. Join your friends from SHR Media at the beautiful Paris Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada, July 19th through the 22nd for 3 amazing days of liberty-oriented discussion, investment advice, and the Anthem Film Festival. It's our big 10th anniversary, featuring keynote speaker William Shatner and Freedom Fest favorites, including Steve Forbes, Jim Rogers, Lee Edwards, David Boaz, Doug Casey, Dinesh D'Souza, John Stossel, Lisa Kennedy, Grover Norquist, Peter Schiff, and many more. Don't miss out. Register at freedomfest.com for $100 off the regular registration rate when you use the all-caps code SHR Media.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Oh, shiza. Thank you.
We'll be here.
I'll forward your
care.
info.
There we go. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Welcome back to the Sackheads Radio Show, live from the exhibitors floor here on Media Row
How
at Freedom
cool.
Fest X.
And you know what I'm most excited about?
What's that?
It's 8:30.
Yes.
We just came back from a break.
Yes.
And BZ is en route to the bar.
I wish.
Hey, BZ, I have a feeling this is going to happen.
Maybe we should stock up in some fashion. I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying.
We need a refrigerator under here. I can see that right now.
He's like the aggressive boyfriend right now.
I know.
He's not going to go over the top, but man, he's going right back to it. Like he's getting a feel ski in tonight. That's all I'm saying. Welcome back to Freedom Fest. And of course, outside of Freedom Fest, we do have a bunch of news and politics that we do need to cover. And Clint, where are we starting off right now, brother?
So, breaking news. Breaking news is a couple hours old. Yeah. John McCain went in to have a blood clot removed, and it was discovered that he has a brain tumor.
Right.
Yes. Unfortunately, a malignant brain tumor. I had two friends who, once they were diagnosed...
No, he's right. Go ahead.
They passed away in 1 month.
I had to actually sit there and think, and I wasn't laughing at the situation. I had to actually sit there and think which was the bad and which was not. And that's what I laughed at, because I should know, because I've read the story about 19 times. I feel absolutely horrible for the man.
Yes.
Politics aside, I don't care what he's voted on. This is him as the individual, not him as the senator. This is the Vietnam.
This is him as the father.
This was him
the
as
husband.
the Navy pilot, a prisoner of war in Vietnam. This is that man,
Husband,
grandfather,
grandfather, family man. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a. Yes, he is a politician. Yes, he is in the public spotlight. I am certainly not going to at all bring up politics and how I feel about this.
No.
I absolutely hurt for the man. I thoughts and prayers, and we hope
with him and his family,
everybody, and his fellow senators. I mean, right? It doesn't matter what you think. They have relationships. They're friendly. They're close. They work together every day. So all the people that are close to him and near and dear to him, it's a horrible thing. It really is terrible.
And you know, look, nobody knows when he's actually going to be able to come back to the Senate. If he's going to be able to vote, if that's going to be a special election, or,
Right.
I mean, if he's going to be able to continue to serve, I don't know. But thoughts and prayers are certainly with Senator McCain and his family. And
it's just, you know, it's one of those things that he had been through so much, and through his time in Vietnam, where he was a prisoner of war, where he was a fighter pilot, and all of those, he went through so much.
He flew A4s, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, he survived the Hanoi Hilton.
Yes, the injuries.
You have to be one tough son of a bitch.
I agree.
If you survive the Hanoi Hilton.
I absolutely agree. And obviously he had physical ailments through his entire life afterwards from the damage that was done to him then while he was serving our country.
Yep.
And he still overcame those injuries, those damages. He became a senator. He served people. You may not agree with what he did.
And we don't.
But
a lot of it.
But he served.
But he served.
And I believe that he thought he was doing the best he could. And I really believe that. But he served his country continuously, and he still technically does. And hopefully he's able to beat this horrific it's just horrible.
So something else that came out, and I haven't seen it get a lot of play. We know that Trump met with Putin at the G20.
Yes.
And there's some information that he met a second time in a secret meeting. Either that or he said hi to him after dinner. I'm not sure which.
Well, yeah.
He passed him a note.
Yeah. But good. World leaders, they're allowed to meet and talk. I want them communicating.
Yeah.
Good.
As opposed to the
why
Democrats.
Why is that a bad thing?
It's not. So
and listen.
But here,
go ahead.
So here's what's interesting. Trump meets with Putin at the G20. Today was the first time I saw it announced, so I don't know when it actually happened. But the United States is no longer supplying arms or money to the group who's opposing
the anti-Assad.
Yeah. Yeah, no longer. And that program started in 2013 under Obama.
Did we find out information?
In order to put pressure on the Assad regime.
What information came to light that all of a sudden changed that? And I'm assuming that's what it is, right? We found out something about that group, and
no, I don't know. I don't know. But my initial thought, and I don't think we're going to know for a little while. But my initial thought was, okay, so what did we get in return?
Right.
And that should be the first consideration.
And so what I have to say is, okay, so we know after the G20 meeting there was a ceasefire.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we know that was a ceasefire. We know that Trump wants to cooperate, or not cooperate, but coordinate with Russia to fight ISIS.
Right.
And we've talked about this a couple of years ago on the show when we talked about with Obama and look, Assad will always be there.
Yeah.
We can always deal with Assad later. We need to deal with ISIS first. And so I'm wondering what we're getting in return, because Trump, as a master negotiator, love him, hate him, whatever your opinion is of him, the man knows how to negotiate. He knows how to make a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there's a ceasefire, which is mutually beneficial, and now we are not supplying the rebels arms anymore, I would imagine that we're getting something pretty significant in return.
So I'm going to agree with you wholeheartedly on this one. There is something coming in return somewhere. Now, I want to breach back a little bit to you saying that there may have been a second meeting in Trump and Putin. And all the people saying, it's collusion and they're getting along and they're making their decisions and blah. Okay, let's be realistic for just a couple minutes, folks. How many times have former presidents met with Russian leaders?
Never. It's never happened, ever.
Especially when they were still a communist nation.
Never. It's never happened.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, this is how you get things done. And they have to meet, whether you like them or not. It is mind-boggling to me.
Look, when they're not talking,
there's a problem.
That's the problem.
Right. How many people are not talking to North Korea? Not that I think we need to be talking. Not that I think that's a possibility.
I understand what you're saying,
right?
though.
But there is no dialogue there. There's zero
dialogue.
And that's a problem.
Major league problem.
Right? Not necessarily because we're the a-holes, but they're not talking.
Right.
Right? So if Russia is talking to us and we're talking to them, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're able to come... Look, folks, I feel like we're beating a dead horse here. We were allies with them in World War II.
Yes.
To defeat Nazi Germany.
Yes.
And Japan.
Yes.
If we have to partner with them again to defeat ISIS, to defeat the global Islamic terrorist threat.
Militarily.
Okay. It doesn't mean we have to trust them.
No. Doesn't mean we have to like them.
Right?
History shows time and again you have different alliances for different reasons at different times in history.
Yes.
And there is no one monolithic alliance ever. Period.
Ever. No, I agree. And I agree wholeheartedly. And listen, do I think that Trump is playing his self close to the vest on this? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why you haven't heard anything.
Right.
Right.
But against the Russians too, I don't think that he is just giving out at this moment. I don't think that he is just going forth and giving things away to Putin. I think it's the exact opposite. I think he is getting things from Putin.
Right. Look, he's giving some things, but he's also taking, and that's okay.
Right. Well, you have to negotiate.
But I'm very curious what we're getting.
Yeah. Well, it is yet to be seen. We will absolutely find out soon.
Hey, I got to say one thing right now.
Yes, sir.
We have Golf Dogs in chat.
Hey.
And Dave is still there. And now we have Dan Butcher, who is
Dan
in chat.
Dan.
El Duce.
And we need to thank him for all the coordination that he's doing with HP High Plains Pundit and all the stuff that he's doing with TV.
Oh, yeah.
And
High Plains TV, SHR TV.
Here.
Well, and his support with us at Freedom Fest has been absolutely amazing. I can't say enough good things about Dan. More importantly, I can't say enough bad things about Dan. Now, hear me out on this. If it wasn't for his wife, there's no redeeming factor there half the time. No, I'm absolutely joking. We love Danny. And, of course, Mrs. Butcher has to be one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. And I can't tell you how lucky we are to have a wonderful partnership. And I'm so glad High Plains Talk Radio is back up and the amount of listenership that's going on there. It's just amazing.
Do you know why I liked Dan right off the bat?
Because he made fun of me.
Besides that.
Okay. This is new information for me.
Because the name of it was High Plains Pundit. That's got to be named after one of the greatest movies of all time, High Plains Drifter.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe not.
A Clint Eastwood movie.
Dan in chat says LMAO.
Thank you. Listen, Sean, now don't start pitting me against him. Don't start dividing and conquering us for attention and affection.
He never really liked you.
Clint, he never really liked you, and he thinks Clint Eastwood is a fag.
Yeah, I was just saying, whatever. I didn't want to tell you, but if you want to draw this out of me now, fine, let's have it out.
Them's a fighting words.
Oh, man, no. Oh, good times. Oh, baby.
Is Danny going to call? Do we even have a phone line?
I don't know if we were able to at this moment.
Do we have a phone line?
I don't think we have.
I don't think we have it set up right now.
So don't call in.
So don't call in. You would not.
I mean, you could call in.
Right, but nothing will happen.
It'll ring in Sacramento.
Just leave it there.
You've got to call forward to your phone.
I could do that, but then how would I get it on the air?
Plug it into the thing.
Yeah, but just talk about topics.
No, this is what I do, right? Like I'm the tech guy. Like just
let's
plug
stick
it
to
into
what
the
you're
thing.
good at.
Look, I know you could
nerd boy.
phone into the thing. Yeah, that's why I know how this shit works.
The
right?
unattributed positive. Phone into the thing near the stuff
and the
by
place.
the what's-its. Yeah.
You cannot tell me that with today's technology, we have no way to plug this thing here into that thingy with all the switches. And that's the technical term, folks. Listen, I own a media network. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, man. What else do you got going on?
Kill me.
That's right. I slay me.
He does slay him. That's the problem.
Literally. Healthcare.
Yes.
And then I'm out of topics, so we're going to have to figure out the hell we're going to talk about for the next hour. Senate healthcare, scrapped again.
Yes.
Not even enough votes to straight up repeal it without the replace, just to repeal it. And I think it was a 2-year moratorium to kick that down the road so it doesn't crash overnight. Now Trump's just like, hey, fuck it, we're just going to let it fail. I don't think he said fuck it, but I think he related.
He might have.
He was thinking it.
Well, he might have in back rooms, right?
Yeah.
So during a backroom meeting, he might have actually said that, but that wasn't his public statement.
Well, now he called a lunch today with 52. I think he had all the senators in there, all the Republican senators,
yes,
and sat them down for lunch.
Let's have a conversation.
They had things. Now, I have to go back. Clint, Sean,
yes.
Do you remember at any time when Obama called either all the senators in for lunch?
No, just Democrats.
Or just Democrats in for lunch?
No, it was all the Democrats.
Well, progressive Democrats. They had to pass a test. No.
Dude,
here's what I'd like to see, though.
That.
I'd like to see him, tell all of a sudden his staff, and excuse me, I'd like to have lunch for the House. We need lunch for 435 today, please.
And make sure it's hot.
Right. Right.
No weenies.
But look you're now getting a president who is meeting with these individuals that he has to work with to try to, what does he do? Negotiate, right? He's trying to get things done. He's trying to accomplish some things.
Yep.
And how do you do that when you don't sit down face to face with some people? Hey, guys, this is what I need out of you, right? This is what we need as a country. Look at what's going on here. Show them some facts. Get that hand-to-hand shake, that eye-to-eye time, because that does make a difference with people. And he does that for a career. That's what he did prior. I absolutely applaud the fact that we have a president that's actually going to have some sort of discussion face-to-face with Congress.
You know what?
I would like him to meet with the other 48 as well.
Well, here's the thing. So there were 3 Republicans that are going to vote no on the straight-up repeal,
right?
Which is enough to kill it.
Kill it right there.
They have 52 Republicans. If 3 vote, I mean, you need 2. Gives you a 50-50 split, so you need one of those 3 50-50 split.
Or
the
VP.
The vice president can break that.
The Democrats anyway.
Here's the 3. I think they're Republicans, just with the R after the name, but they're really all about the D.
Yeah.
And what's funny is they're female.
The D.
What's funny is they're all females. So they must really love the D.
Well, there's Rob Portman is
Republicans.
in there.
No, not one of the 3 that are straight up repeal only. It's Susan Collins out of Maine.
Yep.
Right.
It's Shelley Moore Capito out of West Virginia, and it's Lisa Murkowski out of Alaska.
She's a Democrat anyway.
But those are the 3. Those are the 3 that are no on the straight up repeals, and the 2 that would vote for the repeal but not the replace are obviously Rand Paul and Mike Lee.
Right.
So they would support a straight up repeal, knowing that they're gonna pass some legislation down the road.
And why would you not? I mean, listen, you need to go for a straight up repeal at this point. I think you just need to destroy Obamacare and start over again, because part of the things and I've said this quite a bit. Part of the thing with keeping Obamacare and restructuring it or replacing it is it's still Obamacare. It was still written piss poor from the ground, from the bones up, right?
Right.
You need to actually replace it with something that is simple and actually effective. The government should not be in the healthcare business whatsoever, at all. The fact that they're even there is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
But you also need to have some things in place to make sure that people have access, not free, access, and there's a gigantic difference. I don't believe in free health care unless you are infirm, a veteran. There's a couple other groups that I say, yes, you have earned the right to have. Certainly not Congress members or senators. You don't get free shit.
Well, you do, but
you
it's
should not.
You should not.
You know, there's some people who I absolutely believe have earned it, but overall, nobody should be getting free anything from government. So when we get into the health care, you have to destroy it. You can't even have the bones laying there. You have to write this from the ground up, and you have to do it right. And what it has to be is encouragement of free market, making sure that access is available but not demanded. There's a big difference there. Crossing state lines, what's one of the things that the government can legally do is trade across state lines, right? They can absolutely, that's one of their wheelhouses technically. So why isn't that done yet? Why can I not buy from a company in Virginia when I live in Nevada?
Sorry, I got to say hi to Box Wine.
What up, B-Dubs?
Hi, B-Dubs.
Why is that not even done yet? Why is that even, because they're pushing you to all these different Obamacare collectives and the exchanges, etc.
She said hi.
I know. So if
my wife watches, it's no big deal.
If you turn around and you can push people to these state exchanges, why can't you push people to cross state lines? Why is this such a big fucking deal? I've been talking about this since Obamacare started up, when Nancy Pelosi said you're going to have to pass it before you know what's in it.
You're so cute when you get angry and your
Shut
Boston
up.
No, you're
accent starts
absolutely
coming
right.
back.
The first obvious thing to do is to make it portable.
Yes. It's horrific.
It should belong to you. You pay the premiums.
Oh, God. What is he? Accent, anger. Here we go. Are you doing a graph?
I was going to say,
So-
is that a scale there?
So I'd like to form a graph if you can see this.
You might have to get it close.
So this is Sean's accent way up here, and English right down here.
Sorry, you're too far away. Darn.
Okay, I'll get up there in a second. Calm is in the bottom left, and anger is in the far right.
Right.
And this is a graph showing the direct proportion of your English sliding into your Bostonian bullshit language that nobody can understand except me for the last 10 years. And calm and anger. As your anger level increase,
yes,
your ability to speak English decreases.
Increases as well.
No, your ability to speak English
Increases.
decreases.
Increases.
No, decreases.
Listen, Big Nose.
And your accent, listen, smartass, and your accent completely goes up. Now, I'm going to hold this graph up so everybody can understand why the fuck they can't understand a word you're saying right now.
All right.
And then you get back on point.
So-
Okay, go ahead.
I'll have to describe this once again for the American people, as I have so many times.
Okay, see, there you go. Perfect.
Stand by. When the language was brought over to this country, where was it brought first? Answer the question. It's a one-word question. It was brought over to Massachusetts.
No, it wasn't. Jamestown.
Okay, that didn't work out so good.
But it was there. Listen, I'm technically correct.
When we had successful colonies,
Uh-huh.
where did it stay? In Massachusetts, right?
No, it
Plymouth
didn't start
Rock.
there. That's not Massachusetts. That's a rock. That's like me saying
As soon as you have to deny it that is in Massachusetts and then just deem that a rock, I know I've won the conversation. So we shall move back
It's a
onto
rock.
health care.
It's a rock. Virginia.
What about it?
That was where it went. Roanoke.
Really? I love what you'll argue to be right. You'll just fucking throw anything out there, won't you?
Listen. Listen.
South Dakota.
Listen, I'm sorry that the Cherokee language doesn't sound like what you brought over. And there's no way. That was the original language. You're the one that brought that argument up. Shawnee, I don't know. Maybe that's how you got your name, original language. I don't fucking know.
Anyhow, so let's get back on a healthcare point for a minute.
Hang on, let me flip my graph.
Oh, God, I can't believe you made a graph. We're at Freedom Fest, for God's sake.
It's accurate.
Graphs are actually
I'm going to
pretty
sign this. We're going to raffle this off
good.
tonight.
Oh, jeez. To who?
To BZ.
Okay, good.
He's a big fan.
He's a... Jesus. Why?
I'm a huge fan. Hey, we just
Graph
got
of
White
Sean.
Mamba in chat, too, now. Hello, to White
Mamba.
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 So you have to realize when it comes to healthcare that you need to make it so nobody is left out, but nobody is paid for. It is the gist of it. You need to make it portable, as we talked about before. We don't have to. You're going to make it affordable when you make it portable, when you make it accessible. What?
Folks, we just found a tagline for healthcare right there. Write this down, send it to Congress. Got to make it affordable to make it portable.
Or portable to be affordable.
Portable to be affordable.
Yes.
Either one.
Because once that happens and you can cross state lines, you now have what's called competition, folks.
Yes.
We saw it with the auto insurance
Free
industry
market
a couple
principles,
years. Absolutely.
which ties into what we're talking about here at Freedom Fest.
Absolutely.
Look, there's a group here at Freedom Fest, and I don't want to mess up the name, so I'm not going to say what it is. Maybe we'll check it at the break. But it's a healthcare partnership.
Oh, it's right over there too. Yeah, you're right.
You know what, BZ? I don't know if you could check the paperwork we have. Actually, I might have it right here. But it's a healthcare exchange. They're actually exempt from the Obamacare provisions because they are an exchange. And what they do is you pay in to this group, and they cover healthcare costs. It's like a shared expense, right?
Right.
So the more people that pay in, it's not an insurance plan
Per se.
but it is, right? Because it's all cash value. It's all cash value stuff. It is Liberty Complete, libertyhealthshare.org. And I'd like to have one of them on, if we can, to talk about it, libertyhealthshare.org. And one of the things we do here at Freedom Fest is we do give free coverage to many of the groups here. It's building relationships and partnerships, and this is what we do.
Especially if we believe in an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is just an amazing thing. And there's nobody here to talk about this. We'll see if we can get somebody. I think we had them on last year.
Yes.
Great plan, but this is from their literature that they have. But it attracts health-conscious Americans. It has no network. So they don't tell you which healthcare provider you can use. You choose your own doctor and hospital. Basically puts you in control of your healthcare. And nationwide.
Which is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. 60-day refund policy. They offer end-of-life assistance, which is something that a lot of programs don't do. It's an option community. You manage everything yourself. So you contribute to the program. Visit your doctor, submit the doctor expenses. They process it, give you the share, and confirm your receipt of funds. They have different programs that are available. And look, I highly suggest you check it out, just because it's just a tremendous.
Well, it's an option too, right?
Yep.
So that's the difference we talked about.
LibertyHealthShare.org.
When we've talked about healthcare in this country right along, having the option is what's important. Not anything mandated, not anything directed, and to have it fit the lifestyle that you actually live. Listen, if you're prone or you have a family of illness, say diabetes, and then there should be options out there where that can be the focus, but you don't have to worry about paying for X, Y, and Z coverage for this other disease or whatever. You should have options. And that's the thing. Obamacare came under the guise, just like everything else from the left, that there are options. Well, there's no...
Which is weird, because a lot of that industry has shrunk.
2 minutes. Well, I know, right? It's.
I thought that was how many options are available nationwide, BZ.
No.
Yeah, almost. It's well on its way.
It was 4, but what the hell. But I said this when Obamacare went into effect, my cost of health care went up 30%, and the plan that I was told I could keep, I could not keep. It was completely revamped.
Had to give up your doctor.
I had to give, yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Completely revamped and destroyed it.
Yep.
30%. 30%. Now, even at that point, it was almost enough where I considered dropping my health care. But what would have happened? I would have went to the exchange and the options out there. The options in the exchange were absolutely terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. So I was forced to keep this plan that I didn't want when the plan I had before it was perfect for what I wanted. And that's what Obamacare did to me and millions of others.
And I remember sitting at coffee with you.
Yes.
And you were pissed.
Yes.
And folks, you thought you couldn't understand him a few minutes ago. I literally had to get the Bostonian to English.
He started talking in Gaelic.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
I was actually speaking into Google Translate.
No, it was
for 'em.
amazing. It was almost like you were speaking in tongues and were possessed.
Yeah, as always.
And then I realized it was just the Boston coming out.
Yeah, I might have been drunk too, depending on.
Dave Milner said 30%. You're lucky compared to
I
him.
was lucky, but that's still, for me, that it was destructive.
It's a massive hit. It's
Oh,
a stupid
God.
hit. And the focus is on the wrong aspect anyway. What are we doing to actually bring down costs? We're only looking at the insurance part.
Yes.
And it's precisely, Sean, because of what you said, the lack of competition
Yes.
that drives and keeps prices up.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
No one has to compete. Look at school loans all across
Yes.
the fruited
Well,
plain.
look at what California is trying to do with going to a single-payer health system. That has a $400 billion price tag, which is larger than the entire state budget. And if they're projecting that, I guarantee
600.
it's going to be at least 600.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guaranteed.
Because as we've seen with the California administration, everything they project has been grossly under reality.
Huge.
Hey, we're up
Huge.
against a break.
We are.
When we come back, we'll have more from the exhibitors floor here at Freedom Fest X at the Paris Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, right here on the Sackheads Radio Show live in the SHR Media Network.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Times are dark. The people are misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation looking for direction needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, Pundit Press Radio, and YouTube through the SHR Media page for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because the truth is not always pleasant.
Hey, this is Mim from Freedom Fest, the world's largest gathering of free minds. Join your friends from SHR Media at the beautiful Paris Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada, July 19th through the 22nd for 3 amazing days of liberty-oriented discussion, investment advice, and the Anthem Film Festival. It's our big 10th anniversary, featuring keynote speaker William Shatner and Freedom Fest favorites, including Steve Forbes, Jim Rogers, Lee Edwards, David Boaz, Doug Casey, Dinesh D'Souza, John Stossel, Lisa Kennedy, Grover Norquist, Peter Schiff, and many more. Don't miss out. Register at freedomfest.com for $100 off the regular registration rate when you use the all-caps code SHR Media.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Well, there we are, back at Freedom Fest, and we're live from Freedom Fest in Las Vegas at the Paris Resort, and this morning was so bizarre. 100 degrees outside in the morning, humid as hell. It's like walking in the jungle of Belize, And guess what? In the summer, July 19th, what does it do? It rains. It doesn't just rain, it's a thunderstorm. They had flash flood warnings in Las Vegas, Nevada. Absolutely astounding. Hey, I want to see if I can play an oldie but goodie. Have you got about 36 seconds, Clint?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if we can pick this
No,
up.
hang on a second. Is this when we asked to rename to name the new North Korean missile?
Yes. How did you know?
Oh, yeah, I was just guessing because you were giggling and you said you had a surprise for me.
I know. I just want to.
So I'm guessing.
This is an oldie but goodie, and I got to hear it again.
Coroner is still trying to determine the cause of death and whether she was already dead when the truck hit her. We have new information now. Also
that wasn't
on
very
the plane
good.
Crash. KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214 when it crashed. We are working to determine exactly what roles each of them played during the landing on Saturday. Investigators.
Wow.
Yeah, great, grand. You know, that's a classic that will never die. That's a classic that will keep moving on.
3 victims were part of a CXS.
Wow.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Whoops, sorry.
What was that?
Okay, that was what happens when you don't turn autoplay off in YouTube.
What was you just missed?
the
quote of the night.
The blooper of the century.
No.
Can you turn me on, just one?
Okay.
Why don't you sit down?
I gotta stand for a minute.
Okay. So
there we go.
So, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein had a couple exclusives with Fox News. Fox News had a few exclusive stories, and there's some interesting information that came out. First of all, he came out and commented on former FBI Director James Comey and the fact that James Comey's release of personal notes on discussions with Trump specifically is any notes like that are going to remain confidential within the organization. Not a big surprise.
Okay.
Not a big surprise there. He also came out and stood by his decision to put Special Counsel Robert Mueller in basically in charge of the investigation, saying that he believes that Mueller is going to be fair and independent, and that he's going to see what the and make sure he's going to be fair and independent.
Okay.
So he seems to be standing by that.
I'm not saying he's accurate, but I can, if that's his mindset. Okay.
That's his mindset. He also came out and said that he stood by his decision to write the memo recommending the termination of James Comey. If you our listeners remember, he kind of wrote that memo to the president recommending that he be let go based on X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And he continued to defend that today. But here's kind of the interesting story that I kind of wanted to touch on. He was asked today whether the Justice Department might reopen the investigation into Hillary Clinton and her email server.
What?
The interesting thing is he didn't say absolutely not, that's a closed investigation, that investigation has been terminated.
Oh, no, the door's not locked.
And what he has said in the past is that the FBI should not comment on any ongoing investigations or investigations that were being conducted, because he did not believe that was the role of the Justice Department.
And I agree.
And today he failed to comment on any investigation that
Very interesting.
may be going on into Hillary Clinton's private email server.
Instead of just shutting it down, right, and being like, hey, there's no other investigation going on.
Or just saying, hey, look, that's been investigated, determination has been made,
right.
That case has been closed, and you guys have reported on it extensively and are well aware of this.
Right, have a nice day.
That's not what was said. He was asked by Martha McCallum if he would ever consider reopening the investigation, and he said, quote, every decision we make about whether to investigate, whether to prosecute, is based upon the facts in the law and an independent determination with the insight and investigative work of our career agents and prosecutors.
What an interesting comment to make.
Well, now we don't have Ray in there yet, do we?
No.
No.
So he's in charge as we speak.
Yep.
So, no denial, big sign. Huge frigging sign. Right? Because if you wanted to end the controversy and there was no open investigation, you would just say,
no,
there's no investigation.
Yep, I got
right?
nothing.
But if you have to answer in a consistent manner, which what you have said in the past, and still answer the question, then you would say exactly that.
Yes. That's my point.
Yeah.
particularly given his past comments on we shouldn't comment on open investigations. Yep. Director Comey, one of the reasons he recommended terminating Director Comey is because he would comment on those investigations.
When he should not have.
And he usurped the Justice Department in essence.
Yes.
And he basically said, we're just, we base our blah, 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 blah.
Oh, he just couldn't shut up.
Right?
I mean, he would just love to share information that he should not have been sharing.
Comey did most everything that an FBI director should not be
right.
doing.
He's a great test for what not to do.
Right.
It was an amazing test for it.
I can't think of any other way to put it except that. My mother-in-law, before she passed away of brain cancer, said that sometimes people exist in this world only to be models of what not to do in life.
Why did you look at Sean after you said that? There's nobody standing behind him.
There's Belize.
The convention hall is very quiet.
Yeah,
right
everyone's ushered out for the evening as it's gotten late and it's closed down for the night. Yep, absolutely.
We saw some folks kind of wandering through here and there. But
there's some wanderers.
Yeah.
But so you didn't have to look right at me when you said that, BZ. I guess that was my point.
Yeah,
I was focusing on Belize.
Where
your dreams become reality.
I'm pretty sure you pointed at me too. But you can't see it because you're not on camera. But I know what's going on.
And
here.
what was weird is when he looked at me and winked.
Right.
And he mouthed, "Watch this."
Watch this.
Right. Right. Because when you were away at break, he actually said, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking nail Sean."
Yeah, just wait. Just you wait.
Watch me screw his ass up right now.
Right.
Oh Lord, that's a riot.
By the way, BZ, you got called out and said, "Oh my God, wow, you're going to have to be rated triple R for having the word pussy on the air."
No, Sean missed it.
You did miss it.
I walk away for 2 minutes and this happens?
No, BZ played a clip and pussy was the word that came through the loudest and resonated.
Apparently with everybody?
With everybody.
What did chat room say about that?
That's the one they remembered.
What did chat say about that, BZ?
And apparently we have no video. Well, I want to thank BZ for that. Because
very nice.
No, here's why. Because I'm in Vegas with the boys of SHR, and my wife is at home, and now I'm getting blown up as why is pussy on SHR on a live broadcast, and there's no video. What's going on?
Wait.
What?
That's the one that crosses the line?
Yeah, no kidding. I can think of a
Wait
few
a minute.
others.
That's the one that crosses the line?
Video's up.
How did this even happen?
I don't know.
That's the word? Out of all the shit that we've said on this network, on our show for the last, how many years now? 7?
7, 5.
Whatever it is, 5, 7.
Okay, now do you want the truth? The truth is chat said that video, by the way, did not come through on Spreaker at all.
Oh, yeah, sure it didn't. But either way, that's the one that actually insults one person.
No, I know.
Oh, come on. It's a cat. Relax. Meow. Move on.
B-Dub's not offended, I promise you. But it's hilarious
Lord.
to make fun of. I'm not going to lie.
That is just crazy.
BW said pussy. That's all you got. You couldn't have said see you next Tuesday, really?
Right.
Right, because that's how she rolls.
Right, now that's how she rolls because I called her out on it.
No, that's
back to put your straw back through the little nozzle in the box of wine. Go ahead.
No, hang on. Yeah, I'll let you just read that.
No, I
Dave says you can go to the Las Vegas animal shelter.
Good wave.
The answer is no.
You want to cover yourself.
We're good. I'm not even worried about covering it at this point.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. So
my question, not my question, I guess I want to hear your guys' thoughts on where do you think I know potentially where it could go, right? I know potentially where it could go. Where do you think it's going to go? Is it going to go nowhere again?
Well, so listen, you have two options with this road. And really, you have the reality, which should be...
So if it goes nowhere, is it legit?
Well, I don't have the evidence, right? From what everybody knows, from what is public so far, thanks to Comey and some other people,
yeah.
Then based on that knowledge alone, yes, there should be prosecution involved, right?
Should be, but we also don't know what they've seen, right?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Based on what we know, based on what Comey said at that press conference where he's turning around talking about every which way that she committed a crime and then chose not to prosecute. Based on that alone, I would say yes. There should be an investigation and prosecution should start. Just on that.
Right.
And that doesn't give us any insight into everything else that was encompassed in that investigation, right? We don't have the files. We don't have the server. We don't have any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All we know is what has been made public by Comey, who is a jackass and made a ton public.
The FBI purposely didn't go into the DNC server. They purposely didn't serve warrants. They purposely
Yes.
did not depose Hillary Clinton. They purposely did not record her.
I don't think the feds record any interviews. I actually think that's standard.
They don't record interviews, but they can if they wish.
Yes.
Now, let me put it this way. Back a long time ago, yes, we did not record. Now, what they do these days, I couldn't tell you. I can find out, but I can't tell you off the...
Why not? No. But here's the difference. All that aside, you have, or the FBI has, far more info than any three of us have right
than
now.
Anybody else?
That's not true. Fucking, are you kidding me right now? That is not true. Maybe on this one particular topic.
That's what I mean.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
Okay. Well,
you said they have
no,
more
because
info,
you asked me
period.
specifically about this. That's
Right?
why I would say that.
Okay. You scared me for a moment.
All right, jeez, man. I didn't lose my head on a plane.
Bunch of fucking idiots.
Jeez,
do
man.
nothings. God, man. You know,
no
fucking-
loads.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. Ooh, do I carry the one when I do this math problem?
Hey,
Does
it's
this
a
have to do
warrant.
with,
Well, how do I use my calculator?
I don't know.
on this one?
Are there any local guys that
Folks,
can help
this
me
is
out?
why you listen to Zach.
But the reality of the situation is, for what we know, there should be enough information for criminal prosecution. So for what we don't know, there's absolutely more information for criminal prosecution.
Here's why I think I would think there would have to be at least a presentation to a grand jury.
Yes.
Right? And if a grand jury declines to prosecute, that's on the grand jury.
Right.
At least you submitted it, right? But here's why I think there would have to be. Donald Trump made a campaign promise. And he has been trying very hard to fulfill the campaign promises of tax reform, repealing and replacing Obamacare, and Hillary Clinton should be going to jail.
Yes.
That one he kind of dropped.
Right.
That one's been dropped because there's been a lot of other stuff going on also.
Yeah.
But I think that it's important that the investigation be reopened and revisited. I really do. And I want to be clear on this. The investigation should be fair.
Yes.
The investigation should be impartial.
Yes.
And the investigation should go to wherever the facts lead.
Yes.
And we said this about Benghazi, and we agreed with Trey Gowdy when he said it on Benghazi. Granted, a lot of good that did.
Right.
But if there truly was no wrongdoing, and the case gets presented to the grand jury, and they decline to indict, then I will be satisfied.
Then it's gone through the system appropriately.
Correct.
Yes.
I will be satisfied that it had gone through the system. Not that she had done nothing wrong, but I would be satisfied that it had gone through the system and that the system indicated that we're not going to go forward.
Right. I don't have to agree with it, but at least I have to respect it.
But how it went down before, I'm not okay with that.
No.
You know, if the investigation conversely reveals that there was wrongdoing and wrongdoing that led to criminal behavior, then I think an indictment should be handed down and the process should go forward. Look, we've said this about all the investigations. We've said this about the Trump investigation.
Yep.
Right? If the
Follow the facts.
Yes, follow the facts within the scope of what your investigation is.
Absolutely.
And if the facts point to criminal, not collusion, folks, collusion's not fucking illegal.
No, it's not.
But
it's not a legal term.
If the facts lead to, well, yeah, collusion referred to antitrust, right? And now it's just been perverted. But if the facts lead to criminality, well, look, a different story altogether.
That's the
right?
job.
Follow the facts. I
Right.
don't care who it is. And if Hillary Clinton did nothing legally wrong, she did nothing legally wrong. Grand jury shouldn't indict, and that's the end of it. But the process was not properly followed under Comey.
I agree.
And that's what I hope is happening here. But I thought it was very interesting that he didn't comment.
I agree wholeheartedly. BZ.
Well, what I think is also in there, and if you do an honest investigation into this, what I think may have already been covered up because people simply didn't want to go there is the fact that I believe she used that server and her emails to also coordinate money, cash, and influence by way of the Clinton Foundation. It's inexorably linked between Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and Uranium One. You're going to find all sorts of stuff in there. Remember, back up and take a global view. The biggest question is, why was the server there in the first place? Not because I think she was, well, yes, she was, in my opinion, she had lots to hide. But I think the most base motivation behind that was she was arrogant and she wanted it for convenience. It was all about her and no one else.
Well, and that's the funniest thing the whole time is, out of just being a Clinton,
she assumed
she can just do whatever she wants, right?
This means nothing, and that because she's a Clinton. Well, and was it not, Sean, proven that because she's a Clinton, that it's like water off a duck's back, which is why, again, she was the anointed one, and she's multiply pissed because as of November 9th, she was not installed as president. It was due her. It was her time.
She earned
She filleted
it.
enough people, or other,
Whatever term you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever she had to do over literally decades to become president. That still wasn't enough, and that's well. You remember that night we sat there, and wouldn't you love to have been a fly in the wall in the room because she never came out?
Right. No, the campaign
sent,
director that did.
yeah,
What's his name there? Skinny guy.
Yeah, they sent Podesta out, I think.
Podesta, yep. The emails.
And he made the announcement because she was absolutely devastated.
Inconsolable.
And, no matter what they say, I couldn't care less what they say. We know that's true.
Right.
Because that was due her. And then a guy with a dead orange cat on the top of his head pulls out the stops.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Simple. He wasn't a politician. People were sick of people like the Clintons, the Bushes, these families who just keep running this rotational presidency. Whether they're... listen, I think that if there was another... Say Bill Clinton had... He was not. But say Bill Clinton was by far the best president we've ever had in the world, right? You eventually get to the fourth Clintons, and people are going to start getting sick of them. Doesn't matter how great or how bad they are. Because it just doesn't matter. But now you turn them into complete shit shows, and people hate it that much more.
That's the funny thing. 1995 Bill Clinton would be disgusting as a Republican today.
Yes.
You would not for a moment, the Democrats would not for a moment condone or endorse anything. He made welfare cuts.
Yes.
He made tax
He worked with a Republican Congress.
He worked across
and
the
he
aisle.
got shit done.
Like him
Now,
and hate him.
Hang on. To be fair, he was a flaming fucking libtard.
Yes.
For his first year plus in office
And
until
then realized.
until Dick Morris came in to fix that.
Yeah.
And to make him work with the.
Well, he just
Republican
made him
Congress.
realize that you have to do certain things in order to be successful.
And you know what? He was a two-term president because of it.
Right. So I've said it before. If Dick Morris didn't show up, he never would have made the second term.
He learned. He was teachable. He was trainable.
Well, he wanted to win.
Yes. And he was the consummate politician.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
And the most important thing, that is the anti-Hillary.
He was likable.
People liked
him. Even on the other side of the aisle. You know, you even had conservatives like, I don't agree with his politics, but I think he's a pretty good guy. Like, he was a likable human being to a lot of people, and that makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Personality-wise.
Right.
He was a freaking dog to his wife.
Yeah, but
personality-wise,
but what gets him elected on the outside?
Right.
And you didn't have social media. Look, Bill Clinton never would have made it past his first term if social media existed.
Correct.
Oh, my God.
Never
is
would
that a statement?
have
Holy
happened.
Correct.
hell.
Never would have happened. More so than any other president. JFK might be the only other person who would not have got as far, or information wouldn't have come out years later. I mean, obviously, we can talk
He
about
didn't get very far
right, but
down the street.
You know what I mean, though. Legitimately,
No, I know exactly
social
what
media,
you meant.
If social media existed back then, he would not have been deemed the president that he was because of the personal issues, and you could have had that before. Bill Clinton, I think more than any other president, it would have destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Because what did you get with all of that? Whatever media wanted you to get, whatever was in the newspaper, whatever was on the television.
Mm-hmm.
And you start thinking back to those days, how much of that was, much like we see with CNN and some other networks, spoon-fed to us in a way that they deemed us to be accepting of it versus what the reality was.
Well, and what kind of pushback was available back then in terms of a wider variety of
None.
media?
Here's what would have happened. Anthony Weiner.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not with the kid, but with some.
Oh yeah.
Hang
No,
on, I'm
yeah.
gonna say it. Some broad.
Some broad.
Right.
Right.
Some broad.
Some trollop.
You know, chat asks an interesting question, and Sean, you and I had this discussion. I think we both agreed that never another Bush. I don't care what Jeb said. I was never going to vote another Bush.
Right.
So chat's question is, all right, what's the future, do you think, of Chelsea?
Oh, she's going to run.
She's going to run, but
No
I don't.
doubt.
I think she'll Jeb Bush it. I don't think she'll ever get to the point that she's electable.
I disagree. I think she's very smart. I think she's going to study under her father's tutelage. I think she's going to recognize the mistakes of her mother. Look, she, love her or hate her, she is not stupid.
No.
And I think she's that with that family in particular, and how
I don't
they
think
are
she's
going
likable.
to. She's not right now, but they are going to coach her. She's not running right now, though.
No, I understand that.
Right.
Right. But you have to teach personality, so that's the difference.
But
Bill Clinton had the personality.
No, I disagree. I think it was polished because he's such a politician. But
that's what I mean. Like, but he's
Well,
been
yeah,
a politician
exactly.
his
Yeah,
whole adult life.
he learned
Right.
in
But-
Arkansas.
Right. So she's already past that.
Now, she's young enough to learn.
Oh, I disagree.
Still.
I disagree with that comment.
No,
actually.
she needs chops.
I think she has the personality of her mother,
Of a
which is a
turnbuckle.
wet blanket.
No,
Turnbuckle. I like that.
She does. She has the personality of a turnbuckle.
I don't think she can turn that around because you now have.
I see. I think. I'm not saying she's going to be like her father.
No, I know.
But I think she can learn those lessons. And depending where this country is, look, we're talking. She may be 30 years out.
Oh, I know. She's young.
She needs to put a lot of distance between the Clinton name and with everything that's happened and her. History has a problem of forgetting.
Right.
And
Well, especially with social media now.
yes, it does. History has a problem of forgetting. And the legacy of her father is not necessarily a horrible one.
I think it
And-
might get worse before it gets. I think after he.
Look, I think as soon as all this Clinton stuff, I think people are going to be done talking about the Clintons, and as soon as they're done talking about the Clintons for like a decade,
I think once
Yeah.
Bill shuffles off this mortal coil.
Yeah, how many
I think you're gonna
millennials can
see-
tell you anything about Clinton and what he
I
did?
think you're gonna see a lot.
History
in the
books.
90s.
I-
Well,
Whatever's in the
millennials
history
couldn't give a
books.
fuck less about
But
that.
they don't
of course
read
not.
history
They don't
books.
read
That's
history
the
books.
problem.
But Gen Z does, and you look at the difference between millennials and the Gen Zers, and the millennials who were spoon-fed everything. Gen Zers.
Gen Zers are starting to come back.
Yes, they are. More so than the millennials.
Oh, hell yes.
And the Gen Zers are going to be the one who are voting for Chelsea, not the millennials.
Right, but here's what I'm saying about Bill Clinton. I think when he shuffles off this mortal coil, you're going to have people finally start coming out with a lot of truths that could
Would have gotten them killed before.
Yeah, I think so. How long do we have left, BZ?
We got about another 2.
Okay, another 2 minutes.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
We ain't dinner yet. Hungry.
Hungry.
9:30, no dinner. Wait, that means 12:30.
Oh,
no wonder you're hungry. It's past midnight.
My favorite part about that is just how he doesn't even lead into the conversation like, hey, I think we should eat after the show. Just literally looks at me and goes, hungry.
Hungry.
It's been a long fucking day.
It has been a long
These are long
day.
days.
These are long days.
You figure we are literally 10+ hours in by the time we start our show.
Right. And then tomorrow night for BZ shows, we'll be 12+ hours in.
And we'll be asleep, so fuck him.
14-hour days.
I'm just kidding.
14-hour days for us, 4 days in a row, baby.
Look, we love Freedom. I wouldn't trade this for
No, I'm not. We're here willingly. Nobody put a gun to our head.
Well,
I love
that's
doing
not
it.
true. BZ did. Remember when we talked about, well, maybe we're not going to go this year?
No, that wasn't a gun, though.
Oh, no, I was wondering why your mouth was wrapped around it.
Yeah, I couldn't. What can I say? I like lollipops.
Ow.
Oh, man.
We're up against the break.
We're going to go a little early.
BZ, this is your job.
And if we're not up against the break, we're going to be up against the break.
No, we are. My phone says it's clearly that it's 9:30.
It's break time no matter what. Right here on the Sackheads Radio Show, live from Freedom Fest 2017, Freedom Fest X, Paris Hotel and Casino, Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll be right back.
X is not the rating.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
Times are dark. The people are misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation looking for direction needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, Pundit Press Radio, and YouTube through the SHR Media page for a different kind of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because the truth is not always pleasant.
Hey, this is Mim from Freedom Fest, the world's largest gathering of free minds. Join your friends from SHR Media at the beautiful Paris Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada, July 19th through the 22nd for 3 amazing days of liberty-oriented discussion, investment advice, and the Anthem Film Festival. It's our big 10th anniversary, featuring keynote speaker William Shatner and Freedom Fest favorites, including Steve Forbes, Jim Rogers, Lee Edwards, David Boaz, Doug Casey, Dinesh D'Souza, John Stossel, Lisa Kennedy, Grover Norquist, Peter Schiff, and many more. Don't miss out. Register at freedomfest.com for $100 off the regular registration rate when you use the all-caps code SHR Media.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Play it for me, baby. Oh, there we go. Welcome back to the Sackheads Radio Show, live on the SHR Media Network. Thank you so much for joining us. We are live at Freedom Fest in Las Vegas, Nevada, right through to the 22nd. This is just an awesome event. We're so privileged to be here. We're so happy to be here. We talked about a lot tonight. We talked about just what Freedom Fest is going to be. And like I said, over the next couple days, please watch shrmedia.com. for a couple different reasons. We're going to have a bunch of interviews, and the interviews are going to be all over the place, and they're going to be posted. Some of them from people that you have heard from before, some of them from people that you have not heard from before. It is going to be something that could very well interest you. One of the fun things we've talked about before is the amount of businesses and new ideas and the pitch tanks that go on here.
Well, we've got guys from the pitch tank that want to talk to us.
Yes.
Not a big deal.
No big deal. So you'll have interviews about businesses you've never even known existed or ventures that you never knew existed.
Right. Like the healthcare we talked about.
Right, like the Belize and some other ones. So make sure you check that out. Also, obviously, all the other great shows on the SHR Media Network. Bloviating Zeppelin tomorrow night is going to be here at 8 p.m. Pacific live.
Well, you guys will too.
We will be here with you live.
Live.
And then, of course, Friday night, we will have a Freedom Fest special show at 8 p.m. Friday night. May do an hour, may do an hour and a half. Just
may
like
do
tonight.
2 hours, depending.
Depends on how much.
We may not even get a full 2 hours in the night.
Yeah, we're probably not going to get a full 2 hours.
Tired.
We're tired.
I'm not going to lie.
Tomorrow's a big day. I'm hoping actually a couple big interviews tomorrow morning.
I think we could potentially have one really, really important big interview that we're not going to talk about.
There's actually two.
Are there two?
There may be two tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're working on that. We got to be up bright and early for it.
I do want to say something, Sean, just because I thought of you.
Yeah.
It came out today. North Korea was having mass executions in schoolyards.
Of who?
People. People doing heinous things like distributing South Korean media.
Oh, no.
Yeah, horrible. Now, I heard, and it might have been from you, there may be a North Korean escapee.
Yes. Defector.
Defector.
So that's one of the, I was told that.
And if that's the case, we're going to try and find this person.
Right. There's a female here. I don't know who she is. She's a couple people have told me about her, that she had defected successfully from North Korea to the south and then is now speaking out against North Korea. She's listed to speak here. I have to get the updated speaker guide.
We got to figure out who she is and try and get her.
And definitely try to get her, because that would be...
I don't know if she'd get our sense of humor.
Well,
I hope the podium is bulletproof.
Well, we will definitely make sure that we're very cautious about how we... our sense of humor does not translate well into other languages. I figured that out the hard way.
Yes, as you said today.
Yes. Yes, I have. Does not. Just doesn't. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't translate well. I'm just gonna do us a solid right here, and I'm gonna say that we're gonna end the show early for the night.
Wow, I was getting ready to bring up North Korea, but okay, let's do what Sean wants to do.
Oh. All right.
Well, before we go, I'd like to make one very important point.
Oh, no, wait, it's BZ's turn. Go ahead.
Go ahead, BZ.
We're
going to do this shit to you tomorrow, just so you know.
But you brought it up, Sean, and that's this. It's important to listen to us when we're live, but there's lots of stuff that when we get through doing it that we have to record within certain periods of time that these people are available, that you're going to put stuff up on Spreaker and YouTube and on other various media forms, Facebook, Twitter, to go back to listen to these interviews, because we got to catch as catch can. So if you want to hear this really good stuff, watch your social media, because some of the best interviews are not going to be live.
Yeah,
and they're going to be right when you get through and you put them up.
And that's an important point. And the reason is we're not going to bump any of our SHR partners from their live spots or live shows just because we have something going on.
Exactly.
That's not going to happen.
That's not how we roll.
Yeah. So the reason that you may not be getting it live is for that reason. It's not that we don't feel it's important. It's not that we don't value the time that these interviewees are giving us. It's that we value the relationships we have with our other SHR partners and shows, that we're not going to bump them or do any of that. That's wrong.
No.
Yep, we don't do business
except
that way.
for Jersey Joe. We'll do that to Joe, but nobody else whatsoever.
But nobody else. Well, maybe BZ.
That's a
Never mind, BZ's here, so we're not going to.
God, I'm finally an exception.
Do this.
You are the exception to the rule,
I am an
BZ.
exception along with Jersey Joe. I feel in good company.
Well, one other thing came out is ICE came out today and basically said, we're getting ready to go fuck shit up in sanctuary cities.
Yeah,
that may be a direct quote.
That was a direct quote from the ICE secretary.
Maybe we're trying to verify that.
Hey, you know what? It'll be interesting over the next couple days. Sanctuary City, as far as I'm concerned, can go pound sand. We all know that. So it'll be interesting to see how that rolls.
They're going to go. It's about what's going to happen.
I think that's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And it's so past due.
Oh, it's way past due.
It's 8 years past due.
Well, you know
Almost
what?
9.
Here we go. Let's see what happens, baby.
Let it roll.
Let it roll. Let it rip out. Let's do it.
Let it rain.
Let it rain.
Folks, we're up against the break, and by break, I mean end of the show.
We're going to cut it out early this evening. Just so we can start nice and early tomorrow morning. We're going to be going
and so
all
we can eat.
Day, and so we can eat. Check your social media. Do us a favor. Retweet, share, do all those things that people do
there
on
may be
social
times
media.
we go live.
We will try to sneak a few lives in here and there. We're going to do what we can. We'll get some YouTube videos up. We're going to do all we can to bring you the best of what we can here from Freedom Fest 2017 at... Go ahead.
Since we're leaving early, I highly encourage you guys to please check out our interview with Stossel.
Yes.
It's like I said, it's a great interview.
It's uncut. All the mistakes and everything's in there. We do everything as is. So check it out, please. You have time. Why not? You expect it to be here till 10 anyways, right?
Right. Just go listen to it right now.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah. 8 hours of work for 8 hours of pay. 2 hours of listens for 2 hours of material.
Hell yeah. Here we go, baby. PZ, play us the hell out of here. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Check our social media. SHR Media Network, live from Freedom Fest 2017.
Goodbye.
That's right. Bye-bye.
The best late-night conservative talk show in America, Sackheads Radio. And listen, there are no people better on the air to give you the best in conservative talk than Sackhead Sean and Sackhead Clint. And we're working on the immigration papers for a certain other guy who happens to work there too. For those who are tuning in around the world to the best late-night conservative talk, Sackheads Radio.
Sackheads.
Radio.
Sackheads.
Radio.
The best late-night conservative talk show in America. In America.
And in this web was a large, I'm pretty sure it was the biggest spider I've ever seen.